When we think about companies and organizations, it's sometimes useful to view them from the standpoint of investors. In other words, from the lenses of those who provide the capital to grow. Investors, by and large, provide capital in two forms, debt and equity. And if investors lend money to your organization, we want to be aware of what drives value for them. So let's say that you're an investor and you want to invest by lending companies money. What choices do you have? What does this mean exactly and how does it work? As you might expect, this involves you providing the company with money today, and the company agrees to pay you back later. Plus, they pay you interest in the meantime. So let's set up the plain vanilla bond next. You provide $1,000 to the company today, and they pay you $80 of interest each year, then pay you back the $1,000 3 years from today. Seems simple, right? Well, are you going to put any restrictions or prescriptions on the company? If you want the loan to be tied to an asset, in other words, there's collateral pledged to support the loan, then you have to negotiate that now. Collateral just means that if the company has a problem paying the loan, then you as the lender could get the asset instead. Real estate, car, receivables, inventory, machinery, or equipment. Yes, you'd rather have the loan be repaid, but getting an asset is better than getting nothing. So generally, the existence of collateral dampens the risk of the company not repaying the loan. You might also specify that the company has to maintain a minimum amount of cash in the business and not take unnecessary risks with the loan money. Finally, what happens after the loan is born? One thing we need to understand is that loans can get bought, sold, and transferred over time. If a lender decides they don't want to own that investment anymore, or they need more cash today, they sell the loan to someone else. Okay, back to our example. We have the loan set up, so you have lent money to a company who will pay you back $80 each year for 3 years, then $1,000 back at the end of 3 years. So now you go to sleep and you wake up tomorrow and things have changed. Specifically, interest rates have gone down by 1%. Yesterday, they were at 8%, and now they're at 7%. What happens to the loan? Is it worth the same as it was yesterday? Let's think about this. What exactly does it mean? New loans that are generated today are only paying 7% per year, and your loan is paying you 8%, and it's a fixed rate that doesn't change. So your loan becomes more valuable. Let's think about the math. First, cash flows that occur over time are not worth the same amount to you today. $1,000 today is worth more than $1,000 10 years from now because you can invest the money and have more in 10 years. So we need to puzzle out a way to calibrate cash flows that occur at different points in time. If we want to figure out what a future cash flow is worth today, we need to discount it at an appropriate rate. So coming back to our bond, it's paying $80 each year for 3 years and also has a $1,000 payment in year 3. Since interest rates were at 8%, let's value the bond using that as the discount rate. To discount, you simply divide the cash flow by 1 plus the discount rate for each year you want to pull the cash flow back in time. So the present value of the $80 cash flow that occurs in year 1 is $80 divided by 1.08 or $74. This means that you would be indifferent between having $74 today or $80 a year from now, since you could invest the $74 for a year at 8% and end up with $80. The present value of the $80 cash flow that occurs in year 2 is $80 divided by 1.08 twice, so 80 divided by 1.08 once is 74, and divided by 1.08 again gets us to $69. Now for year 3, you're scheduled to receive a total of $1,080, the final interest payment plus the repayment of the principal. We find the present value by dividing by 1.08 3 times. This gets us to a total of $857. So where do we stand? If we invest in the bond, this bond is worth to us today a total of, if we add up all the present values, 74 plus 69 plus 857, which gives us, drum roll please, $1,000 exactly. Okay, this is no coincidence. This is exactly what we lent to the company today, so it all ties together. Now back to the question, what if interest rates go down to 7%? First, your bond will still pay 80, then 1,080, but since market interest rates have changed, other bonds are paying less, so your bond will become more valuable. But by how much? Let's redo the math using the bond's cash flows, but now using the new 7% discount rate. Or this is the rate that you divide by. The first $80 payment divided by 1.07 will now give you $75. The second $80 payment divided by 1.07, then again by 1.07, will be $70. The year 3 total cash flows of $1,080 divided by 1.07 3 times will give you $882. So we have present values now of $75, $70, and $882, and if we sum these together, we now get $1,027. So the value of this bond has increased because interest rates have gone down. So now if you wanted to sell the bond to someone else, they would need to pay you $1,027. If you take a step back, the bond was worth $1,000 and is now worth more. So in addition to the interest payments of $80 per year, the bond has a capital gain of $27. If interest rates had gone up instead of down, then other newly issued bonds will be paying more than your bond, so your bond's value will go down. In conclusion, a bond's value is the present value of the future cash flow stream discounted at the prevailing market rate of interest. And a bond's value is inversely related to a change in interest rates. An increase in interest rates will cause a bond's price to fall, and a decline in rates will cause a bond's price to rise. And now we know why.